Post-game press conference now with Christopher Newport as they advance to the third round of the NCAA tournament with a 107-52 win over Mount St. Mary. Coach, just start with the pressure. You know, you guys forced basically 70 turnovers in 2 games here this weekend. You know, you're obviously active on the sidelines, making sure your players are in the right spots on that pressure. How important is that to what you guys are trying to accomplish in a game-to-game basis?
Yeah, I mean that's. I think it's everything. It's our identity. It's, you know, what we affectionately call Captain's Chaos. That's kind of what our program is built on, and trying to score off of our defense. Try not to run too many plays if we don't have to. So yeah, I thought we did a good job today, jumping out and bringing the energy. And I thought we did well yesterday too. But I think they just had some really good ball handlers yesterday. And I think today, I think Mount St. Mary, I think, is much better than they showed today. I think that obviously took a lot out of them yesterday. I mean, that was an emotional win to beat the home team, and all their top kids played almost 35 minutes a game. And we were able to rest our kids, and a lot of our starters only played 15 minutes a game. So I think we were able to really come out and really capitalize on that right away. And first quarter, the start to half yesterday, we forced a lot of turnovers. We forced 11 in the first quarter, but we just didn't capitalize. We just didn't hit. And today we made shots, and so I think that was the difference.
Second game in a row where you guys really used that third quarter to just bust the game open. What is it about, maybe that reconvening in the locker room at halftime that gets you in the mindset to just go out and do what you guys do best?
Yeah, I mean, we know that any good team, I mean, when they had cut it, we were up, 30, they cut it to 20 going into the half. So they had some momentum there, and we knew that the first 5 minutes was key. We had to take care of the first 5 minutes and just take away any kind of hope. And so that was what we tried to do right there from the start. And I thought we came out and did a really good job.
Julia, you guys, it's stunning to look at on paper. You guys out-rebounded them by nearly 40 today. You two combined for 15 of those rebounds. Is it just an effort thing? What is it that allowed you guys to be so successful on the boards?
I think, like you said about our identity being relentless, it's always competition. We're always going after every board, no matter the score or whatever's happening in the game. So I think it's just part of our team chemistry, just being so competitive.
I think a lot of times rebounding starts with effort, and it doesn't really matter how big you are. If you have more effort than the other player, then you can always get a board.
Can you guys talk about your conditioning? You guys play an up-tempo game. I know you rotate 5 in, 5 out. You also have the rare, I'll call it an advantage, or at least experience of playing back-to-back games. Mount St. Mary's coach was here. She said, it's only the second time we've done it all year. You guys did it in California, got on a plane and did it back-to-back with Mary Washington, Santa Cruz. I know you guys got to kind of get games wherever you can get them because of your conference. What's the conditioning like as a coach? What's the conditioning like as a player?
Yeah, I mean, part of even when we were in the, even when we didn't have to chase down games, we always try to do at least 3 or 4 tournaments where it's back-to-back, because I think that's what gets you ready. Since I've been here, my 9th season, I think in the NCAA, I think we've only lost 1 time in the second game, and that was in the Elite Eight to DePaul, who won the whole thing. So we usually feel pretty good about going back-to-back days if we can get there. And that has to do with the conditioning. It has to do with being able to play a lot of people. So, yeah, I mean, it's a big part. Everyone says they want to run and press, but if you're not in shape, you can't really do it. So.
I think for us, it ultimately starts in practice, and we really work each other, and we want to play hard in practice. So whether we're doing a half-court thing, a full-court thing, we're busting our butts and going 100% in practice. And so ultimately, we're trying to make the game easier in practices.
Yeah, and we have an amazing strength and conditioning team back at school. So preseason, they always get us right, and during season, we keep the conditioning going on our own time and with the team. So we just always try to keep it going.
Is there any kind of mental fatigue at this point? You're 26-0, you've won 40-something games in a row. You're #1 team in the country.
I think ultimately, like, we're just focused on the next game at this point. Like, there's nothing else we can possibly do. We just got to practice our hardest and hope for the next point. At this point, like, it's tournament time, and you either win or our season's over. So we're kind of just practicing as hard as we can and preparing for our next player because it's only going to get tougher from here.
So, Coach, you're not going to tell me you wish you had lost the game to take the pressure off during a regular season?
No, I mean, I think at this point, once the tournament starts, everybody's 0-0. So now you've got 16 teams that are 2-0. I mean, the rankings, and I love what Dave and all you guys do, but they really, when you look at it, I mean, they don't a lot of times even equal up to what the NCAA says. So the rankings are really just a bunch of people's opinions, and I appreciate the opinions because I think it's a testament to the work that these ladies put in. But unfortunately, unlike Division I or some of the others, it has no bearing. So, the best we can do is play the toughest schedule we can play. We've traveled, we've had flights, and so, yeah. I mean, we haven't really thought about it all year. I mean, I think the first time we hit number one, I just told them, like, all that means now is you're the number one most hunted. You're the number one team that everyone's trying to beat. That's really all that adds to it. So yeah, there's no pressure. And I tease our SID a little bit, but the 40-something game win streak or whatever, I don't know. I feel it's almost kind of like the Tiger Slam in some ways, right? I mean, to me, we're really got 26 in a row. I mean, we start bringing in stuff from 2019 or whatever. I don't know. Half the people aren't even on the team anymore. So we just got to live in the moment. We're 2-0. We can't worry about our last loss. I think was like December 29 of 2019.
You know what it is, though.
So, well, it was tough. So they were number one in the country, and we blew an 8-point lead and lost by 4. But it was a great game, and it was good. And so, yeah, I think you just got to keep playing at this point, especially right now. At this point, everybody's good. I mean, you're down to the top 16 left in the country. I mean, it's going to be on from here. I don't even know who won. So I think Tufts won. Yeah, I think Tufts won. So which means they're probably going to make us drive 595 miles. So you talk about no break for the number one team. We don't get to host in the first round, and now we're going to have the longest possible bus ride you can have. So, but like I tell them, life's not fair. We just do what we got to do, and we just show up and play.
Last question for you. I know there's a lot of attention on your pressing defense.
Mm-hmm.
You've over many points, blow teams out. Can you talk a little bit about your half-court offense? How good that is? Particularly, I'm not trying to make a blush here, but
Yeah.
how skilled she is. Because I think people will focus on, oh my gosh, they ran him out of the gym. You guys are really good in the half-court.
Yeah. What I realized when I first got started and we started doing things, and we lose to Scranton at Scranton, and we lost to Amherst in the Final Four, and we lost to DePaul. And when you get down to those final 16 to 8 teams, you're going to be able to get a few baskets here and there. Same thing with Santa Cruz. I mean, Santa Cruz is phenomenal. We were able to get a few on some presses, but usually when it comes down to winning championships, it's about being able to score in the half court and defend in the half court and man, not zones. And so we've really worked on both sides of it. We spent a lot of time executing our offenses and working on it. It's nice. We have a lot of different people who can score. Anaya's phenomenal. I mean, she has really worked on her game, put a lot of time into her footwork. She played a point guard in high school. Now she plays a post. So, Natalie Terwilliger, Sandra Fan, we've got shooters. There's just so many different people. But I think it's just all about execution. And we spend a lot of time focusing. I'm very, very detail-oriented. And kind of like you said, at the end of the game, we were just talking about this in the locker room, sometimes they'll see it and they're like, God, he's up by 50. Like, why is he going crazy and da-da-da-da. you know, it's not about that game. It's, you know, you've got your third string in there, and these kids have busted their butt all year, and they deserve 100% of me just like them. And we're not playing for this game. We're playing for the next game. We're playing for their future. And so they deserve all of me no matter what the score is. And that's just how we do it. If they're going to give it their all, I can't lay on the bench and have my arms crossed because we're up by a certain score. We talk all the time. We come out of halftime. It doesn't matter what the score is. It's 0-0. Let's go win the next quarter. So, yeah.
Guys,
Good.
congratulations on the win, and thanks so much for your time.
Good.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good job. Y'all like movie stars. Good. Now you can tell your parents this will be